Recording in progress.
I'm with your son as his practice.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Greetings to each and every one of us. Today, we are in a wonderful position to listen to our deep dive webinar, live or virtual, whenever your schedule is to listen to this. We're starting the webinar today, and it's Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. And we all start our webinar with a wonderful, designated team in it to read this title by our sister, Loretta Shadari. And Dr. Derek usually has a couple of things, non-verbal communication that he adds. He includes that in this music when it plays. And please, we invite you to watch attentively to the images that are being shown as the music play. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek, for doing that for us. And we start the webinar now with a need to wait while the Rancho Shadari.
Your next stop is on passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Derek. My goodness, there are a couple of things which I thought I knew, but maybe over time I had forgotten and just brought back the memories from the clips. And I think today I was just thinking it would be a good idea during questions and discussion you can ask those who are here with us, there are 17 of us, who took notice of what was shown during the Need to Win at the opening of our webinar. What did you see? What do you think that image is sharing with us? So I will not say anything about what I noticed on my own, but we'll save that for our questions and discussion session or Q&A, whichever we put it. But thank you, Dr. Derek. And we're going to move forward to the next segment of our webinar, which is the mindset focus. With OnPassive, our CEO promised us the physical, which we're looking forward to, and we know it's around the corner, and we have to work on the mental on our own for the mindset. And our guest speaker for that today is the one and only Dr. T. And Dr. T is going to talk to us about stop sabotaging your success, a series which she started. And as she continues, it's just a brief reminder to our viewers who might not have known who she is, that she meaning Dr. T, is an international transformational speaker. She's a life coach. She's an empowerment trainer. She's a TV talk shows host and has published 4 books. And she's also the editor and chief of Discovering You magazine. So you can subscribe to that because it's free. So this is the person who has to talk to us about the mindset today. Dr. T trains, empowers, and educates each and every one about anything and everything you can imagine. And being an author of 4 books, can we just visualize what she has to share with us? Please take your pencils, pen, paper, and make notes for her presentation, just in case you have to talk to her at the end of her presentation. She's with us here every Tuesday, and we're so blessed and honored to have her. Dr. T, thank you so much for your dedication. The microphone is yours.
Thank you. Thank you,
You're
Queen
very
Debbie.
welcome. You look stunning.
I really appreciate you very much. You are a gem, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you. And like I said before, I am just so honored to be on this platform because you're encouraging me not to be an underachiever, to stay on top of things and just be motivated to go forward. And Deep Dive is awesome, and I just commend Dr. Derek and all of the leaders on this platform and all of you brand ambassadors. You're special. You are phenomenal human beings. And again, my desire is to continue to inspire you to stay in the race. I know sometimes apart from on passive, we have our own personal issues. We all do. If I could go around right now and say to all of you, unmute yourselves and tell me what you're going through right there, I'm pretty sure you can all give me a story. You can all tell me something that may be going on in your lives. But guess what? You persevere. You're go-getters. You're diehards. And that's what I want you to continue to do. This is the reason why I have chosen this message. Stop sabotaging your success. Sometimes we get in that rut. Sometimes we just want to throw in the towel. We don't feel like getting up for the day. We want to just sit back and do absolutely nothing. But we cannot continue to do that. It's okay to do that for a moment, but we can't stay there. And this is the reason why I chose the topic, stop sabotaging your success. And I want to give you 10 warning signs that you may be underachieving. Not all these areas. Now, all of these don't pertain to you, but it might be a few of them. It might be all of them. It might be one of them. It might just be a few. But whatever pertains to you, I'm hoping by the end of this message that you will make up in your mind that you're not going to be an underachiever. You're not going to be mediocre. You're not going to be the victim, but you're going to be the victor. And you're going to go forth and live out your purpose and go out and do what God has ordained for you to do. That's my goal today. I shared with you all last week that, the worst fear that I have personally is not living up to my full potential. You're not doing what God has called me to do. And I hope that there are many of you who may feel the same way. If you don't feel like it's not important to live up to your potential, then I would say that we need to really take a great look in the mirror at ourselves. Because every day we take a breath. Every single day that we wake up and we can see the sunshine, whatever the weather might look like where you are. Anytime you open your eyes and you're in your right mind, you can think, you can walk, you can function. That's a day to be thankful. That's a day that you should be spending pursuing your purpose. But I want to say that there's so many times in life, because life happens, we want to drop off the wagon. We want to just throw in the towel. I know I feel that way a lot of times. I just want to throw in the towel. But I have to keep myself motivated. There's sometimes that I don't even feel like getting out of the bed. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lie down and do absolutely nothing. Because Dr. T, how do you do nothing? You think of something to do, and then you don't do it. That's how you do nothing. But you don't want to stay in that place. It's okay to relax every now and then. It's okay. It's okay to contemplate and just wonder how things could possibly be. But you don't want to stay in that place. So today I want to do a recap of the areas, the warning signs of what we covered last week. I covered 5 of them with you last week, and then I want to cover the last 5 today. So the first 5 that I covered last week was number 1, you're just coasting along. I mean, you're just going through the motions. No real motivation, you're just here going through the motion. And that's a warning sign that you are underachieving in life. You're underachieving. Number 2, you have an excuse for everything. You always have an excuse why you cannot do this. I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm not smart enough. Don't have enough money. This is the reason why I'm not doing. Again, those are excuses. Number 3, you're distracted. You're distracted by drama. You always have all this drama in your life, and you use it as an excuse as to not to do what God has called you to do. They're just excuses. They're drama. You just always, your life is just full of chaos all the time. How the wind blows, that's where you're going. And when somebody calls on you, I make the statement that you're that go-to person. Nobody can get anything done unless you're spearheading it. You're so busy doing what you shouldn't be doing, and when it's time for you to do what you're supposed to be doing, you don't have the energy. You feel so overwhelmed. Okay, so that's another one. Number 3, you're distracted by drama. Number 4, time keeps getting away from you. Time keeps getting away from you. That comes from number 1, you're just coasting along. That comes from number 2, you have excuses for everything. And number 3, because of all the drama, time just keeps getting away from you. You have 24 hours in a day. 24 hours in a day. And so for some reason, that is just not enough time that you can do what you need to be doing. That's amazing. And the last one, number 5, is you rely on others to validate you rather than trusting in your heart. You need somebody else's approval before you can go forward and walk in your purpose. That's a very dangerous place to be. The only person that should validate you is God. He's the one who made you. You are fearfully and wonderfully made When you were in your mother's womb, he ordained your purpose, and that's the one that equips you, and that's the one who validates you. He's the one who orders your steps. So when we rely on man, we rely on man to validate us because they're human, they're flawed. So just imagine a human being. If you do something wrong, you're not on his good list. If you do it all right, then he praises you. You'll be up and down, up and down. So you cannot rely on anybody else to validate you. The only one that can validate your purpose is the one who gave you your purpose. Does that make sense? Thank you. Let's move on. Number 6. Now we're going to go to the last spot. Number 6. Now this may really surprise some of you, but this is true. This is more common than you may believe. Number 6. You're afraid you'll succeed if you apply yourself. Let me say that one again. You're afraid you'll succeed if you apply yourself. Dr. T, what do you mean? Let me explain it. Some people are just afraid of their greatness. They're destined for greatness, and they can feel it on the inside. But I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of pressure being that way. When you know that you're special and you know that God has destined you for success, it's like you have to keep it up. Once you reach that place of success, it's like people expect for you to continue to succeed. You expect yourself to continue to succeed. So it is a lot of pressure. Your fear of success is the concern that once you achieve something, you're going to have to continue to keep that up. And that's something that a lot of people are afraid of. They don't want to put the skin in the game. They don't want to keep the pressure. They're the worst enemy because they always look at themselves and say, wow, am I going to be able to do this again? It's just like a person who's in a race. They may win that race that first time, and then they're expected to win the race over and over and over again. That's a lot of pressure, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why a lot of times that can be a warning sign that you're underachieving because you are afraid of succeeding. You're afraid of going forth and doing that thing over and over again. Whatever the task may be, you find yourself not wanting to be a part of that. You just bail out. You just sit this one out. Instead of pushing forward and just relaxing and just inviting success. You want to be able to invite success into your life. So how do you handle that? What's the solution to this issue? Trust yourself. Have faith in yourself that you can handle any success. And if the fear does come, let the fear come. That's okay. I think that some fear is good because it humbles you. But don't stay there. Don't stay in a place where you get yourself in a rut. Okay? What before? This is what Dr. T always says. I may be afraid of success, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Let me say that one again. I may be afraid of success because it's fearful sometimes when you're in that arena, when you're on that road. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Why? Because I know that God has made me a purpose-driven woman. God has made each and every one of you purpose-driven. You're not here just to take up space. You're here to do something. Again, to glorify Him, to justify why you are on this earth, and you're here to serve mankind. That's a purpose, ladies and gentlemen. That's a purpose. So don't allow yourself to be fearful. Don't allow yourself to stay in that place. And although you may be afraid of success, if that's what you're struggling with, make up in your mind that in spite of being afraid, you would not have it any other way. Again, that's a mindset change. That's a paradigm shift. So make up in your mind that no matter what's going on, you're not going to allow yourself to be afraid of success. That's number 6. Number 6. Number 7. Number 7. Again, we're talking about sabotaging your success. We're talking about the warning signs that you may be underachieving. Number 7. It could just be boredom. Maybe you're just bored. If you're having trouble focusing on things, and you're always easily distracted. Okay, and maybe your career or what you're doing as in a job is just not holding your interest. You're not really being fulfilled in that area. You might feel like you're working hard all day, but your mind is just fighting boredom. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt like, wow, I'm doing this job, I have this career, but it's just not doing it for me? It's not doing it for me. I have been in situations when I used to work for Detroit Public Schools. I had a job where I used to teach employability skills. That's what I did. And for a minute, I liked it. It was okay. But I realized that it just wasn't fulfilling me. My supervisor had to change my position or my job a few times to just got to the point where I had to leave. Because my job performance, it went down, my morale went down. I wasn't interested in the job. I just found myself being in a rut. And sometimes you find yourself being in that place when what you're doing is not challenging you. Okay, it's not motivating you to move forward because you're in the wrong place and you're in the wrong space. So you could just be bored. All right. So what's the solution? It might be worth your while to examine your life and ask yourself, what is it that you truly want to do? What drives you? What encourages you to get out of the bed every day? And work on going towards those goals. Don't stay in a dead end job. Don't stay in a career that doesn't satisfy you. There are people who may go into law because everybody in their family was in law. But that's not what they want to do. They want to be an artist. They might want to be in theater. They may want to be a doctor. But everybody in the family was in law, so they're going into law. They're good at it, but they hate it. They hate it. It's not fulfilling. They're bored. They don't win a lot of cases because they realize that's not what they want to do. So find yourself, get out of this rut. It's a rut. It's a rut. So again, that's another warning sign that you are underachieving. So if you find yourself in a rut, if you find yourself not being motivated, it might be because you're just bored. So that's number 7. You're bored. Number 8. Number 8. Perseverance turns you off. Yes, I said that. Perseverance turns you off. Does the idea of perseverance weigh you down before you even get started on the path of your goal? Think about that. Again, this goes back to the first thing we talked about. It's like, okay, I'm afraid of success. I've got to put a lot of work into this. So perseverance means that you have that go-getness. You have that drive. And you're ready to take those necessary steps to get the job done. There's some people who are weighed down because they feel like, wow, I've got to do all of these things to reach this goal. And by the time they think about what they have to do, it just overwhelms them. I don't know if you've ever been in a place like that, but I know I've been. I had a task to perform, and I put up all these scenarios in my head, and instead of me just putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward towards that goal, I've already put up roadblocks. I've already made the task harder than it has to be. So what is the solution? So what's the solution, Dr. T? The solution is don't think about it. Don't think about it. Understand that when you're doing what you love, okay? When you're doing what you love, the motivation will come. Not always naturally and enthusiastically, but it's going to come. The best plan is to simply focus on the step-by-step process. Remember, I used to always say, take baby steps. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And before you know it, that task is completed. And you'll say, I did it. I completed the task. And just don't think about all you have to do. Just put that one foot in front of the other and move towards your goal. And before you know it, you've done it. So a lot of people, again, they are underachievers because they are turned off by the process. They're turned off by perseverance. That's the process. You got to go through the process. Whatever you do, there's a process. What if Mr. Ashton Farrar just threw in the towel? I mean, all the time we've been waiting. How many years has it been? What if he just said, you know what? This is not working out for me. I don't have the support. People are coming and going. All this rift and everything. Let me just throw in the towel. I'm tired. No perseverance. If he did that, where would we all be? What would we have to look forward to? How many people he would disappoint? He would disappoint himself and his family. But what did he do? He looked at the task He said, I can do this. I can do this. I will do this. I have to do this. I'm going to do it or die. That's the perseverance. And he's doing it. And it's getting ready to come to full fruition, full circle. And that's the mindset each and every one of us needs to have. You have to have that perseverance. So do not allow perseverance to turn you off. Stay in the game. Move forward. Put one foot in front of the other. And before you know it, you'll get there and you'll be there. Number 9. Again, remember we're talking about the warning signs that may be showing you that you're underachieving. Again, now all of these areas may pertain to you. It might be one or two, might be all of them, might just be a few. But whatever it is, if it pertains to you, begin to examine this. So number 9, you have an inferiority complex. Wow. When was the last time you heard that? You may have an inferiority complex. The imposter syndrome is a reason for being afraid to pursue your dreams. Inferiority is another term for imposter syndrome. In other words, you feel inferior. It might be based on your race. It may be based on your gender, your financial situation, your lack of education. It may be based on a lot of different things. It might be based on your education, wherever it may be. But for some reason, you don't feel that you have what it takes to compete and achieve your goals. All right? It can be based on discrimination. All right? Maybe the family that you were born into. A lot of factors may be involved. In many cultures, especially with women, in many cultures, women are not considered, they're considered second-class citizens. Even right now in the 21st century, women are not honored in many countries the way they should. So a lot of times you'll see women, they don't pursue certain dreams that they may have because they know that their culture will not allow them to do that. And unfortunately, that's a hindrance, being your gender oftentimes and your race might be two of the major factors that may make you feel inferior. So having an inferior complex, wherever that might pertain to, might be your gender, it may be your lack of education, it might be your lack of finances, whatever it is, it causes you not to want to pursue what's in your heart because you feel like I don't measure up. I'm not going to be accepted in that arena. And I want to just say this. I don't want to put it on the spot, but Dr. Benny, I wanted to say this to you. I want to say this to you. I admire you. I think that you have gone into an area, the cybersecurity, you have your PhD in an area. I don't really know how many women are in that area, but being a black woman, being a female, and you're in an area where I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know, but there may not be a whole lot of women in the industry. There may not be a lot of women, but you can overcome that. You did not allow your gender, your race, your nationality to hinder you from going into a field where women need to be. And I admire that. I don't want to put her on the spot, but she knows what I'm talking about. Okay? She did not allow her being inferior. She's not inferior. She knows that, hey, look, I'm a woman, I'm black, I'm an African woman, and here I am doing something better than myself. She did it. Okay? She did it. And that's what a lot of people don't do. That's right. You do. That's right. You're a winner. And see, a lot of people give up. A lot of people are underachievers because they would not have allowed themselves to even do something like that. They would allow their gender. They would allow their race. They would allow a lack of finance or education to hinder them from really living out their dream. And this is a game changer. When you get to the place where you change your mindset and there's a paradigm shift, you will go forth and accomplish everything. I think that Dr. Benny is a perfect example of being a person that has persevered and has not allowed anything that I just named to make her feel inferior. So again, when you feel inferior, that would definitely be an area, a warning sign that you are underachieving. So don't allow that to happen. Don't allow that to happen. And the last but not least, number 10, you could just be a person who doesn't have confidence. You just lack confidence. You just lack confidence. And I think that the first 9, that I just mentioned, all that encompasses not having your confidence. I think that if you have confidence, you won't just be coasting along. I think if you have confidence, you're not going to you're not going to make excuses why you don't do something. If you have confidence, you're not going to allow drama to distract you. If you have confidence, you're not going to let time get in the way. When you have confidence, you don't need anyone to validate you because you're going to go by your heart. When you have confidence, you're not afraid to go after success. You welcome success. When you have confidence, you're not going to be bored because you know that you're in the game and you're in it to win it. You are definitely in it to win it when you have confidence. And when you have confidence, you're going to persevere. Perseverance is not going to turn you off. And when you have confidence, you're not going to have an inferiority complex when you have confidence. And I believe that when you apply, and when you stay away from all these negative things, all the warning signs that I just named, all right, I believe with all my heart that you'll be well on your way to being successful. Whatever you find your hands to do, whatever you decide to make up your mind to do it, and put in your heart to fulfill it, you will be a successful person and you'll stop sabotaging yourself. You'll stop sabotaging your success and be the awesome human being that God has ordained for each and every one of you to be. My name is Dr. T, and I thank you so much for allowing me to share. Thank you.
Oh, Dr. T, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, you just had the second 5 segment of that sabotaging topic you started last week. That is outstanding, exceptionally outstanding. And I'm sorry, I have to say this. You nailed it because you use Dr. Benny
Yeah,
to let her to understand a couple of things. And there's so many Dr. Bennys out there.
that's right. There's a lot of Dr. Benny's out there. That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's
And
why that's
I
why
am one of them because
yes.
when I switched from human resources to property management,
Wow.
I was in a team of 165, no, 163 people, and there were only 4 women.
Okay.
And I was one of the 4. My
Praise God.
supervisor was a woman, myself, and my assistant and my supervisor. So the men who were working with us, when they see me coming, they're all running away.
Because you're their boss. Because you were their boss, right? You're their boss.
It was so funny. But I don't even say sometimes I'm driving, you hear the messages are going, okay, this person, where are you? She's heading to that direction. I live from one home. And by the time I get there, I say, oh, Mrs. McCormick, we knew you were coming, so we are ready for you. They already have the list of things to share. So the point I'm trying to make, just based on what you said, is when you are not sabotaging your success. In this case, when I had that the first year, it was like a fight between us. The men said, you cannot tell us this, and I said, I don't care. And I'll read the rules and my expectation of what had to be done. And at one point, they said, why do we all have to do that? I said, because it's incorrect. I just read the rules and explain why. I never backed down. And can you imagine that in December of last year, I went to one of those posts where I had that large staff, and a couple of them came up to me and said, I'm sorry, we have to apologize. We miss you. Your standards will never be met.
Praise God.
And you're the only woman who has had to make us work harder. And all the supervisors that came after me did not require the same standards. And the Actually, there were a team of them, all the local leaders who were talking to me, and they said, "We appreciate you, and we're glad you did not bring down your standards. You did not make us to feel that we were any different, inferior, but you felt that you had to do it, and we supported you. But we continued the same pace after you left, but the other people were 50% less than what you were expecting of us." So it's a very tough gender, race, and everything else is very, very essential in what we do. I know when you second guess yourself, that's what happens. And those who do not second guess themselves are the successful ones. So thank you very much, Dr. T. This is an amazing uh, segment of that. Stop sabotaging your success, because that lies in your hands. Nobody else but yourself. And
Yeah.
if you are successful and have succeeded in something, please share it with your loved ones, your family. If you have siblings, children, grandchildren, and love anybody that you feel needs it, share it with them, empower them, because this is something that they have to hear from those who have succeeded in not sabotaging the success that has been granted to them, or
Yes.
they have and do not even realize that they have it. Because some people have that uh, oomph or that, yes, of being a leader, and they feel that they are not leaders, but they have it. They are scared of the unknown, afraid of the unknown. So when you cross that barrier, the rest is a piece of cake. Thank you, Dr. T.
There you
Lovely.
go. You summed it up, Queen. You summed it up. When they don't know they have it. They don't know their greatness, and they feel inferior. They lack the confidence. They don't want to persevere because they lack confidence. They don't know who they are,
Yeah.
and that's something we all need to work at. And I think sometimes God will allow us to go through certain trials and tribulations, not to hurt us, but to make us so we can see and experience our full potential. And that's what I think it's all about.
Absolutely.
All about. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Dr.
much.
T.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right. I see Queen Tony's hand is up. Our lovely Queen Pastor Tony, over to you.
Excellent, outstanding presentation. Learned a lot as you were ministering, Dr. T. I started thinking about when I was 19. I started out as a trainee, summer intern in systems analysis. And being the youngest one in the department, I was so self-conscious. And it was so hard to get validation because everybody thought I was the dumb kid. But because what was been known to me, and God will do this, instead of allowing me to go down to the machines and run programs, they would always make sure that most of my time was at my desk reading my manuals. And so I got tired. I would complain about always reading this thick manual. And then, long story short, I got to know a lot of stuff and remembered a lot of stuff so that when it came time, when I ran programs, I understood if there was a mistake, if the program didn't run right, I knew exactly what was going on and I could correct it right away. But it was because what they did was they enforced the knowledge that I needed to know in order to do the job right. And I didn't realize that because I was still in that mindset of fear and intimidation and insecurity. But God taught me something, through it all. And where there are still some things that I am intimidated and need validation. And without validation, there's fear and apprehension and all that. And so in your presentation, you brought all of that up and made me remember that we have to, more or less be confident in knowing that our abilities, we can do it. We can do it. And I appreciate you. And then too, Dr. T is always encouraging me because she knows that I have a lot of hesitation in stepping out, and it's almost like she's the one, the person that's afraid to jump in the water, and then someone comes along, picks them up and throws them in the water. Well, that's Dr. T. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you minister and teach us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. Praise God.
I forgot to unmute myself and I just saw my lips move. Queen Tony, thank you so much. And
Oh, you're still muted. Okay. I can't hear you, Queen Debbie. Can't hear you.
I think you should log out and log back in.
I am, oh, really? I am not.
I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay, good. You're fine.
Okay, because sorry. Okay, I was just thanking Queen Tony and welcoming Dr. Benny, that I should have called Dr. Benny first so she can prepare for her presentation, but I called Queen Tony first. Thank you, Queen Tony. Dr. Benny, do your thing. Over to you, sis.
You bet. There's something that Dr. T said, but before I say it, you can see me smiling. I want to take this special moment to thank each and everyone coming here. I know that there are a lot of webinars out there, but even though some people say that there's only one webinar that is much better and there's no other webinar that is good, but on passive, I believe is our CEO says he loves humanity. So which means that all webinars are the same. I want to thank God for bringing each and everyone today, this evening, this morning. I know it's morning for Brother Kumaram. I want to thank you all for coming, seriously. And I want to thank our Heavenly Father again, that when you guys have the time, create time just to pray for our CEO, his entire family, of course, that God should give him that strength to handle. Besides, my topic today is going to be insider threat. I just want God to take care of our CEO. Give him the strength, because his main goal is to help humanity. All the poor people in this world, they're going to enjoy life pretty soon by the grace of God, because of his determination. Huh? Yes, because of his determination. Thank you, Mr. Ash Ofare. Thank you so much. Queen Dr. T. Extraordinary mindset. Stop sabotaging your success. You included me. You said something about me. Dr. T, I am the first. People started coming. I am the first PhD. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, especially the men, Cameroonian men. They don't want to hear that. They don't like to see me. They don't want to shine me. But Dr. Derry always wants to shine me, and Sister Debbie and the rest, they want to shine me. I'm the first. I have a PhD in information security and assurance / cyber security. When I had that, then I started hearing people, they're graduating. A lot of them have doctor, not a PhD. I say it, I bragged about it. Now I have a family member who told one of my other family members that having a PhD in my field, I will not get a job. that means the person was trying to distract me. And you make me to understand that I was strong enough. Anytime when a person says, don't do this to me, to Bernadette, I will do it. I have a lot of people who don't want me to even present. Some of them say I don't know how to present because I'm using PowerPoint. But they do not understand that when you're using PowerPoint, there are a lot of people who wants to see it visually. That is why I presented utilizing PowerPoint. I am saying it, whoever is listening, listen. You want to come out and talk to me? Come. Dr. T, after this PhD, I have a lot of hatreds, but it's okay. I will keep doing it. If you, like I said, if you tell me not to do something, and I know that it's going to better me, I'm doing it for my children. That when I leave the world, they will tell their children that grandma was like this. And one of them will follow my footsteps. One of my grandchildren will follow my footsteps one day. I don't have grandkids yet, but I'm saying that I will fight for myself. A lot of people, they don't want people to succeed. They don't, especially the men. They don't want women to succeed at all. They always put women down. Some people put PhD people down that they don't know anything. You can have a bachelor's degree, but your mindset is too low. Do you understand? Oh yeah, I don't play. I am determined and I'm going to fight. I love unpassive with all my heart, mind, and soul. And I will do anything to protect unpassive. People talk bad about it, but I calm them down to let them know that things are coming up. Everything is going to be fine. That is why I need you all to pray for our CEO.
I do.
Good job.
I do. I'm telling you the truth. I do. I pray for him, his family.
Some people talk about God, but they don't do what God wants them to do. The discrimination is too much. Thank you, Dr. T. I mean, they say they consider women, they are considered second class. Oh, yes. To tell the truth, when it comes to the different countries, that they always put women down. And nobody's going to put me down. Nobody. No man will put me down. I will fight.
Praise God.
And I do try to encourage my ladies. If you want to better of your life, do not depend on a man. Take care of yourself. Educate yourself. You understand, Dr. T?
Yes.
Educate yourself. Even if you have bachelor's degree, it's okay, or associate, right? Educate yourself. Do something and have friends that are, that they are closer to you, that they love you, and that they think like you. Your mindset, right? And that's why there are a lot of people that, even though they have certain things, their mindset is too low. I mean, they think that they know too much, but they don't. I am saying it, and I know they're going to listen. Nonsense. Thank you so much, Dr. T.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Dr. B.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you, Dr. B.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queen Dr. Benny, for your observation and comment. I see Queen Violet's hand is up. Over to you, Violet.
Uh-oh, what happened? My favorite doctor.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, I don't know where, is it Dr. Benny that's talking right now, or is it Dr. T?
It was Dr. Benny who just stopped talking.
No, I know, but I mean, is it her time to present?
No, she was just commenting on Dr. T's presentation.
Well, then I will not talk because I did not hear Dr. T's presentation. I just got here. But but I have something to add to Dr. Benny's presentation when it's her turn.
Her presentation is just about to start.
Okay, I'll keep quiet until she says. Thank you.
Thank you too, all right, that means you have to go because you have fans that want to hear what you have today. Your specialty is the top, the exactly. Yeah, Dr. Derek.
Yes, let me just say two little words,
Please.
but let me join them together in one word. Outstanding. Peace, blessings, and love to all our kings and queens on Perseverance. And thank you all very much for making a deep dive here on the webinar and also on the YouTube channels. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie. Awesome. Host with the most. And thank you all very much. Queen Dr. T. Outstanding. 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 You see, Queen, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, you don't have to try to prove to anybody who you are. When you know who you are, you don't have to prove to nobody. You understand? You don't have to prove to nobody. When you know who you are, a person might not try to acknowledge it or might not want to acknowledge it or, thinking that you should be, or especially women should be beneath them as men. Really and truly, it shouldn't matter to you as a person when you know who you are. People always try to belittle you. Always. That's big time King of Kings and Lord of Lords, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the King of the universe. People are trying to belittle. So come on, you can't get better than that. Real and truly, you can't get it better than that. All right? Isn't this the carpenter's son? When talking like him is a Pharisees and picks up them code and what have you. No. So if you can try to belittle Jesus Christ himself, the King of the universe, God himself, they are trying to belittle. Then what about you and I? From whence you know who you are and whose you are. And that is why it doesn't matter what people say. Because people always say things about me. Doesn't matter. Bad and good. Just like Ashmafari. I take the good and I leave the bad. Take good, leave the bad. Because bad can't help me. So I take the good that can help me and move on. Move right along. Because, listen to me. Listen to me. When we stay, when we get down on our knees and stay on our knees, God will do the rest. And we see that happen. Right? Passive. We see that happen. People try to big up the chest and big up themselves and feel big, like they are extra important. And where are those people? Where are those people now? So, listen, First Lady Queen DrBenny, from once you know who you are and you know what you got. That's why I used to love Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee know what he got. Bruce Lee don't need to go around and show him stuff. No, and show off with him. Bruce Lee know what he got. You know. And so, you know, he use it when he's ready, he use it when he has to, you know, but he knows what he have. So, you know what you have. Nobody can take that from you, Queen DrBenny. Nobody can take your PhD or your education from you. Because and that's why we focus on the mindset. When it's up here, Queen Dr. T, when it is here, when you're conscious, and especially when when you season it with some humility, oh my goodness, you're going abroad. You understand? So, I really thank you very much for this topic, right? Because it's only you are the person that is standing in your way. You are the only person standing in your way now. Nobody else. So it's only me really can sabotage me. Really, truly. Because if someone, we don't really know what Mercedes went through for the 1,000th time. Somebody sabotage him, the different trucks or what have you that he was using was sabotaging the whole thing. And what have you. Doesn't matter. He not sabotage himself. So from one thing, know that he's not sabotaging himself, he continue and him do it again and do it again and do it again and try again because he knows that he's not sabotaging himself. So the only person that can sabotage me is me. So I really, you see, maybe I don't think you really know the veracity and the magnitude of this presentation, and a lot of people don't get it, but it's all right. Maybe it will marinate at some point, and we'll get it. But it's a powerful topic, powerful mindset. You deliberate, Dr. Powerful mindset you deliberate today. And I really thank you for it. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Tunishai A. Ford.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. That was, Dr. Jerry, that was a very, very stunning comment you made, and a great one in support of minorities, meaning women who are at the same level in their careers. I appreciate it very much. And you have several of them here. I'm not part of it, and I don't have a PhD, so I have to get myself out of it.
I'm sorry.
You're
Yes, again. What I tell these people is that's your problem. Don't make it mine. People that give me all this BS about you can't do this because you're a woman. It's like, what? That's your problem. Don't make it mine. I remember TTC when I was driving, and that was in the days when there weren't a lot of women drivers. And I remember a guy coming up to me and telling me, why are you driving? There are men out there that need jobs. And I said, I keep sending my cat out, but he never comes home with anything. So I have to go out and work. That was my excuse. Okay, I'll keep quiet.
It's okay, Violet. Thank you for the input.
Thank you so much. Then Debbie, you are muted.
Thank you. All right. This is one of the moments we're looking for on this beautiful Tuesday, that we get every Tuesday here. Oh my goodness. And this is what Unpassive has given us. And we cannot thank Dr. Derek enough for making this possible. So we're moving to this. You heard her voice earlier, our first lady, Queen Dr. Benny. You heard her. You know what she is, you know what she has, and every Tuesday, religiously, she's been talking to us about cybersecurity and how to stay protected. You know that she has an extensive background in information technology. Queen Violet will come to questions and discussions later. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine. I will, pick me when it's time. Thank you.
We definitely will. Thank you. I was just calling on Dr. Benny to do her presentation, and then you can come in with as many questions for Dr. Benny or any other topic that you have. So I was just sharing with the group and the teams that Dr. Benny is a specialist and her background is in information technology, and she is certified in several areas. And cybersecurity is what she's going to talk to us today, and how we should stay protected. Because many of us who are not specialized in her field do not understand what to do. And she's been bringing special topics on a weekly basis to share with us. And this special topic is something that we cannot ignore. It has helped a lot of people, including yours truly, me, who was a victim last week. So without further ado, I want to call on Dr. Benny to share, and she always comes prepared. Please get your notepads, because she comes prepared with everything, with what Dr. Sue says from head to toe to share with us, whatever her topic is. She is really prepared, and it affects each and every one of us in this from one way or the other. Dr. Benny, we appreciate you, we thank you, and over to you, sis.
Thanks, sis. Today's topic, I know that every week you guys know that I'm going to bring something. I know I always do something different. So today, the topic is going to be something that has occurred within this company as well as any other organization. The topic is mitigating insider threat. Mitigating, which means to make something less harmful, right? So insider threat presents a complex and dynamic risk affecting public and private companies, right? So I would say affecting our company and any other company. The domains of all critical infrastructure sectors. Now, according to the Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency, this is a company I used to work for, part of Homeland Security. So they define insider threat as a threat that an insider will use their authorized access intentionally or unintentionally to do harm to the department, right? They have given you, when you get a job, right? When you get a job, they know about you. You know about the company. You know everything that is happening within that company. So something happens. You try to destroy the company. And when they catch you, you're in big trouble. So, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency define insider threat as a threat that the insider will use their authorized, because they are authorized, right? Access, intentionally and unintentionally, to harm the department, the mission, the resources, the personnel, facilities as well, information, the equipment, and the network, as well as the system. So, as we all know, it manifests in various ways: violence, espionage, sabotage, theft, and self-act. So, I am going to show you guys something. So, an inside threat is a person who has had authorized access, right? And the person also have a knowledge within the company, knows what the company has, and then you try to sabotage it. So give me a minute so I can share my screen, right? An insider threat is a person to whom the organization has supplied computers or network access, or a person that develop organizational products and services, right? Again, an insider threat is somebody that has the badge, right? They provide you with access to do anything that you want to do, or any of the products that we have within that organization. You know about it, right? But now, at the end, you try to sabotage it to take it to yourself to make money and to hurt the other person. All right? Just give me a minute, please. Sister, did I do it your way? Okay. All right. I believe we already talked about this one. So, an insider. Who is an insider? An insider is any person who has had and authorized access to the knowledge of an organizational resources, including the personnel, the facilities, information, equipment, and network. Example of an insider threat may include a person the organization trust. Now listen, a person the organization trust, including the employees, organization members, and those to whom the organization has given sensitive information and access, right? Okay. So a person who is knowledgeable about the organizational business strategy and the goals, trust with the future plan or means to sustain organization and provide for the welfare of its people. In the context of the government functions, the insider threat or the insider can be a person with access to protect information, which, if compromised, would cause damage to the national security and public safety. Right? So, understanding the insider threat. An insider threat is a security risk that originates from within an organization, typically involving individuals who have authorized access to its system, the data, or facility. These threats can come from current or former employees, contractors, or business partners who either intentionally or unintentionally misuse their access to cause harm, to steal sensitive information, or compromise the organization operation. So, what happened in 2023? A study by Ponemon Institute. According to Ponemon Institute study, insider incidents have risen by 25% in the last year, with the average time to contain these incidents reaching 86 days. Insider threat pose a significant risk to organization for several reasons. Difficulty in detection, unlike external threats. Insiders already have access to the system. They already have the data, making their action harder to identify as malicious. Potential for severe damage. Insiders often have in-depth knowledge of an organization vulnerabilities. As you all know, whenever I talk about vulnerabilities, is weakness. Now, allowing them to cause more targeted and severe damage. Complexity of motivation. Insider threat can stem from various motivations, including financial gain, revenge. Did you hear that? Financial gain, revenge, or even unintentional action, making them challenging to predict and prevent. So what happened here? This is 2024. Insider threat continues to present a critical challenge to organizational security. Now, 2024 Insider Threat Report based on what? A survey of 450 cybersecurity professionals presents the nature of insider threat changes faced by organizations while focusing on understanding the factors driving these threats, their detection and mitigation complexities, and the effectiveness of insider threat programs. Report provides insights into how organizations are adapting their strategies and solutions to effectively counter and lower the impact of these evolving internal security risk. So I do have a key statistics on this, and I believe next time I will talk more about the statistics. So the key statistics reveal the severity of insider threat, including 47% spike in attacks over the past 2 years and negligence, accounting for over 2/3 of incidents. Organization needs to focus on detection and prevention to address these ongoing challenges. All right. So what are the key findings for this? It increases incidents, motivations, detection, and mitigation. Emerging technologies. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. So now, this threat can manifest as damage to the department through the following insider behavior. I talk about espionage, and I'm going to explain at the bottom. Terrorism, unauthorized disclosure of information, corruption, including participation in transactional organized crime, sabotage, workplace violence, intentional and unintentional loss or degradation of departmental resources and capabilities. Types of insider threats. Insider threats can take many forms, and they are not always malicious anyway. Now, in some cases, employees may carelessly cause a security breach by clicking on what? Phishing emails. You guys know I have been talking about phishing emails, right? Or using weak one, password. Now, in other cases, employees may intentionally cause harm for financial gain, revenge, or to obtain sensitive information. Now, we talk about carelessness. So this type of insider threat occurs when an employee or a contractor unintentionally causes a security breach. This can happen through a lack of awareness training. So at a certain place, when you are hired, there's always, when I was hired, anybody, when you go from an organization to another, I know there's always a training about the organization for you to know what is going on. Awareness on training simply by making a mistake. So you have malicious insider threat. It occurs when employees or contractors intentionally cause harm to the organization. It can be for what? A revenge or another sensitive information. Then we'll talk about a real-world example of insider threat. Several high-profile insider threat cases have made headlines in recent years, right? For example, a data breach at Equifax in 2017 caused by what? An insider who exploited a vulnerability in the company's application to steal what? Sensitive information of 143 million customers. So another example, you guys heard this person's name, Edward Snowden, who leaked classified information from the National Security Agency. It happens in 2013, just to make money. Insider threat. In 2023, insider threat accounted for a staggering 55% of security incidents. According to 2023 Cost of Insider Risk global study by Ponemon Institute, even with advanced security threat, often come from within your own organization, right? Insider threat aren't just about disgruntled, we won't talk about disgruntled employees. They are unhappy employees with malicious intent. Like sometimes when you go to work and you notice that, let's say, oh, your friend is making more money than you. That's why you don't have to tell people how much you make. So that unhappy employee will try to go and get upset, maybe with the person who hired him or the disgruntled employee. So they can emerge from unexpected source, including what? Well-meaning team members who might inadvertently expose sensitive information. Challenges? The internal risk are often more complex and harder. So, insider threat mitigation is the process of identifying, assessing, and managing the risk by an individual within an organization who may intentionally and unintentionally cause harm. Now, a report by Ponemon study, the average annual cost to remediate the incident caused by negligence employee was 7.2 million. Can you believe it? 7.2. Now, as Steve Power, Associate Managing Director of Enterprise Security Risk Management at SCORE parent company, put the insider threat mitigation is about recognizing the people we trust, right? We trust. And we can sometimes pose those people that we really trust within any organization. They can pose the greatest risk. It's delicate balance of vigilance and respect for your team. Now, so how does an insider threat come? Through violence, workplace organizational violence, and terrorism. So when it comes to violence, the action includes what? The threat of violence as well as other threatening behavior that can create what? Intimidating, hostile, and abusive environment. when it comes to the workplace, because we are really talking about workplace, right? The violence is any action or threat of physical violence, harassment, sexual harassment, intimidation. Dr. T talked about that. Intimidation, bullying, offensive jokes, or any other threatening behavior by a coworker or associates that occurs at a person's place of employment or while the person is working. Terrorism, as an insider threat, is an unlawful use of a threat of violence by employees, by the members, or any other closely associated with organization against organizations. So we talk about the espionage, right? Is a conduct of or illicit practice of spying. You spy on a foreign government organization, the entity or a person to obtain confidential information. That's what they do to our country, is America. They want us to be very careful with people. We have to be very careful with foreign governments and the rest, right? Economic espionage is a covert practice of obtaining secrets from a foreign nation or all forms of types of financial, business, scientific, technical, economical, or engineering information. Government espionage is covert intelligence gathering the activities by the government against another to obtain political or military advantage. Now, it can also occur by including the government spying on corporate entities such as aeronautic firms, consulting firms, think tanks, and everything like that. Government espionage is also referred to as intelligence gathering. Yes, we're not going to spend too much time. All right, so we talk about theft, right? You guys do understand that insider threat will steal a lot of things within your organization. So they will steal money and put it in their own account. They will steal money to enjoy themselves. Financial crime is the unauthorized taking or illicit use of a person, business, or organization money or property with the intent to benefit from it. I know when they will talk about property, right? Intellectual property theft is a theft or robbery of individuals, organization ideas, inventions, creative, expected expression, including the threat, the secret, and proprietary products, even if the concept or items being stolen or originated. So how does it occur? We talk about unintentional threat, right? They are non-malicious, frequently accidental or unintended exposure of an organizational IT infrastructure, the system, the data that causes unintended harm to an organization. Example including that phishing again. They keep talking about phishing all the time. Phishing, wrong software, or malvertising. Malvertising is another word, advertising. So we talk about internal threat, international threat. They are malicious action performed by malicious insider threat who will use the technical means to disrupt or hurt an organization or regular business operation to identify the IT weakness, to gain protected information, or otherwise further an attack to plan via access to the IT company. So in conclusion, insider threats are a significant and growing risk for organizations of all sizes and industry. Insiders accessing an organization's sensitive data and system can cause a significant harm, intentionally or unintentionally. Given the potential impact of insider threat, organization must take steps to mitigate or lessen, right, this risk. So at the core of insider threat mitigation, you have to identify, the company will identify the potential threat, the risk from within your organization, assessing the severity, the likelihood of this risk, managing and minimizing the risk effectively. A comprehensive insider threat program that includes policies, because in any company, companies, they always have policies and procedure written. Based upon our own company, we have policies and procedure written that we have to follow within one policy. And you guys know that, and you have already signed it. So procedures and technologies to detect and prevent insider threat, it is very critical. Organization should also conduct regular security awareness training, monitor employees' activities. That's right. Monitor employees' activities, implement access control, use encryption, and the DL technologies. Most of the time, this technology, they will conduct a background check and implement incidents, response, and procedures. So by taking these steps, organization can also reduce the risk of insider threat to protect the sensitive data, the system, and the reputation of the company, right? Remember, the best defense against insider threat is a proactive and comprehensive approach that will involve all levels of organizations, from the executive team to the frontline employees. The report emphasizes the need for advanced detection technology, continuous monitoring in any organization. To tell you the truth, we do have employees that they will be performing continuous monitoring within, right, to make sure that there is no problem occurring, to protect the hackers or anybody from hurting our company. And the robots employee training, there has to be a training to effectively counter this evolving threat. As you all know, you guys know where I got all my information from teacher, from all this company, right? I want to thank, as you all know, inside threat, we have to be very careful. Whoever you hire, do not put your trust too much onto this particular individual. That is why we have continuous monitoring. They have to monitor each and every one. Getting into the building, as soon as you enter the building, you're being monitored. The phone calls, whoever you call, they're monitoring you. So that is how it is. And I expect organizations to continue to do that in order to protect themselves. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity when it comes to insider threat. Thank you, Dr. David, for this amazing webinar. Thank you, Queen Debbie. Queen Violet, I know you have a question or you want to say something. You can proceed.
Okay. I saw on YouTube, and she really explained it well. What she did was she said, I got this parcel from Amazon. Not a box or anything, but the kind that has a letter in it or something. Okay. So she got that, and she says, I did not order anything. I don't remember putting in any information? Like, I've got this thing. And she says, so I opened it, and inside there was a QR code that they wanted you to check. And what they would, so they said, check this QR code so that you know where to pick up your parcel. And what happened, well, she didn't do it, but what happens when you do check the QR code, it connects to your telephone, and if you have anything on your telephone, like a bank account, all your passwords, and I know a lot of people that do use telephone for a computer, and she says what happens is they wipe out well, maybe not wipe out, but they use everything you have on your phone, your bank accounts, everything. In a couple of hours, you're broke. They know who all your friends are because you have a contact list or your telephone numbers, and they take it from there. So just if you get a parcel or something that you never asked for or you never ordered, just shred it. I shred so much stuff, it isn't funny. And the other thing is on my WhatsApp, I am getting telephone numbers from out of the blue. I just erased them. I have no idea who these people are. It's from all over the world, and I just erased them, blocked them. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that is why I am here. And I learn from you guys, you learn from me, right? We keep talking about this, and people don't understand why we are presenting all this. It's so important to correct ourselves, right? Thank you, Inbound. I appreciate you. Thank you for your love and your support. Thank you for your input.
You're welcome. Motormouth here.
And most importantly, Queen Violet, thank you for your patience because you had so many questions for Dr. DrBenny at the beginning and you did not have the opportunity, and I'm glad you were able to do so now. Thank you. Dr. Benny, thank you. And I have to apologize that I stepped away. I'm sorry, I can't hold it back. The presidential debate is going on, and my kids called me, that's why. So I'm so sorry. I missed the last 3 minutes of your presentation. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
No, I have to apologize openly because I'm supposed to be here from the beginning to the end. So
never apologize for spending time with your family. Never. They come first.
Thank you, Queen Violet. Thank you. We want to listen to our first presidential woman. I mean, after Hillary Clinton, I'm listening to her right now.
That's fine. I'm a woman.
Dedication, everything that you do to help and empower us. And Queen Violet has some questions earlier, and Dr. Bennett's presentation. If yes, this is the right time, please, to ask a question or comment on my presentation. I'll pause and wait. I want to thank everyone who is here, and I appreciate your presence. That is me echoing. Dr. Derek, are you in the house?
I know I just wanted
Yes.
to make a comment, and then we'll call on Dr. Benny to have a final word. Then we let our viewers on YouTube.
All right, wonderful. Let me say two little words. Okay, let me say two little words. Very awesome. Very awesome. I thank you very much, First Lady Queen DrBenny. At least we have somewhat of a understanding and idea of insider threats, and we actually have the privilege in Unpassive to actually witness insider threat, because it was actually people from the inside of Unpassive working at the very offices, whether at Hyderabad or, well, I think it's mainly at Hyderabad, because that's the real crux of the matter is at Hyderabad. And so, people who our CEO trusted, I'm talking about management also, not just people doing the little work down there, but management people who are supposed to save things properly and back up things properly and this properly and all of that. None of it was being done and all of that. So that don't even make sense. But yes, it makes sense because it was a direct sabotage or a direct evil. And I don't think the only thing Queen Dr. Benny is that um, I don't think it from one person is going to maliciously do something. I don't think it will be unintentional. It will always be intentional, because that's aim to gain. So it will always be intentional. The intentional want to do something. We might not know what that intention is, but the intentional want to do something that will bring detriment to what we are trying to achieve, right? So, it can always be intentional. Okay, there's some too good on WhatsApp. I mean, let me check something here quickly. Bam. Let's see that. Let me see if I have some sort of solution there. All right. Anyway, thank you very much, Dr. Benny. Yeah, that was awesome, 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 very awesome presentation. And the whole internal stuff. Because you have to understand things happen internally, most definitely, things happen internally, right? And so we have to be cognizant of that, when we are dealing with cybersecurity, it work like we think it works. And thank you very much for your dedication on this platform, because we everywhere we have the places for 1 year, over 1 year now, because it started on the top of September 2023 with cybersecurity. Maybe I might not remember, but yes, actually started the 2023. over a year now. And I thank you very much for the Queen of Benny for all the security issues or the security rules that you dealt with over the year. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And I'll definitely have to get you a plaque. Thank you very much. Over to you, Queen Dr. Benny or Queen Debbie, the one who's taking over.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your support and your acknowledgement. So I am going to give my closing remark. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for your support and your acknowledgement. My closing remark. All right. Insider threat and significance and growing risk for organizations of all sizes and industries. Insider accessing an organization's sensitive data and system can cause significant harm intentionally, given the potential impact for insider threat. Organization they must take and growing serious step to mitigate this risk. A comprehensive insider threat program that include what? Policies and procedures, like I mentioned from the beginning. When you join a company, there are policies and procedures that has been written for each and every one, for all the employees to follow. And the technologies to dictate preventive insider threat, which is critical. So organizations should also conduct what? A regular security awareness training. And that's what they do at my job, awareness training. Monitoring the employees' activities is very crucial. If they can monitor the employees' activities, then they will know what is going on within the company. And if any employees play games, they will catch that person earlier than waiting for 6 months, 1 year for you to know who that particular individual is. Right? So organizations should also monitor and conduct, like I said, and monitor the employees, implement access control. There is what? Encryptions, right? And there is a company, they call it DLP, that DLP technology. So what they do is that they conduct a background check. And I believe maybe they did my own background check to implement incident response procedure. So by taking these steps, right, organization or even our company organization, for example, the federal government, right, the state government, financial institution, right? Our own company is financial, right? So they will take steps to reduce the risk of insider threat and protect sensitive information, the systems, and we want to protect our reputation, right? So if an insider has done something to any company, they will catch the person, right? And make sure the person pays. Remember, the best defense against insider threat is what? Proactive and a comprehensive approach that involves the level of organizations from the executive to the frontline employees, someone like me. The report emphasizes that the need to advance the dictation technologies with what? continuous monitoring, which is very important. A lot of companies, they hire individuals purposely to perform continuous monitoring. You're monitoring the organization in order to protect the hackers from hacking into our system, right? And robust employee training to effectively counter this evolving threat. Thank you, Dr. Derek and Debbie. Thank you, everyone, for listening. But I really want to thank Mr. Ash Mufarad. I want to thank him for what he has done. I want to thank him for his determination. He has done it, and he will continue to do it, and he's going to continue to fight.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Benny, First Lady. Really appreciate, really appreciate, really appreciate. Thank you very much. And thank you all for joining Deep Dive. Really appreciate. Thank you very much, Queen Dr. Dr. Tunishai Ford, for the mindset. That was also awesome. And we do have other webinars for the rest of the week. We have webinar in tomorrow. We do have Julie Peer, Empowering Humanity, and that is Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I mean, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Quite possible Ash Mufari might be coming on tomorrow on 360. So look out for that. If not, it will be Thursday. If not, next week. Don't worry about it. He's working assiduously to get what we need up and running within September. And so not to worry. But don't hold him to September. If September don't happen, don't kill him. All right. And also Thursday morning we have Singapore and Malaysia, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and I think it's about the same time in Singapore time, 9 p.m. That would be actually Singapore time. And then you have Deep Dive again on Thursday, and that would be 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Every day at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we do have Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne on a webinar. It's mostly on YouTube, I think, and the link's supposed to be floating around on the varied WhatsApp platforms. And then Sunday, we have Dream Team, and it will be fireside chat with Michael Williams Aim. So make sure you tune in on Sunday 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And next Monday, it is our own Miriam Edwards with Mindset Monday, and that is 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we have a plethora of webinars, and we have others that I have mentioned. So please, right, keep in touch, keep engaged, and stay safe. And please keep plugged in. Keep plugged in. Right? It's your business. Keep plugged in. Every one of us is on the same level. All our women, same level. All our men, same level. Whatever color skin, same level. On passive is one love. And everyone is at the same level as a founding member in Unpassive. There's no higher founding member. There's no lower founding members. All of us are founding members. I hope at least we get that mindset. If you don't get any other mindset on Deep Dive, then the only mindset that you need to have and walk away with is that all of us are founding members. None is important than the other. None get no other more than the other. Everyone is on the same founding member status. All right? Beautiful. So, whether you want to call yourself leaders or others might call you leaders, it doesn't matter. It no matter. All right? Because it's not even a title in Unpassive. All right? All of us are founding members. All right? So, nothing else. So, thank you all very much. Really appreciate you joining us here on Deep Dive. And tune in once again on Thursday for another exciting webinar on Deep Dive. We are now going to turn it over to our DJ after party, which is Queen Dr. Nadu.